So we're live here from the Mirador, down Roger, and I'm not sure about the sound here. So if you're tuning in, let me know if you can hear it, because I've got an external mic that I'm trying to use, but for some reason it's not working. But I've got a different camera on, so that part's working. So it's a test 1 2 3, test 1 2 3. Hola, hola Doug, hola Michael, hola Jake, hola Javier. Sounds good, good. Yeah, I don't have the mic that I've been wanting to use, but I'm using a different camera, so it's a better view of the whale tail. I can actually zoom in on it a little bit, so you can get a better view of the waves there. So hola, I'm getting used to some new software I'm using for streaming, and it's a lot of fun, but it's there's a lot of moving parts, so there's a few glitches I'm trying to get through. The last time I tested it, my mic worked fine. It worked fine, but this time it didn't. So yeah, we are back at the Down Roger in beautiful Uvita, Costa Rica. And if this is your first time checking into the live, there's a link to the video of this restaurant down below. I've always got informative stuff down below in the description. And low tide today is at 9:23 a.m. and high tide is at 3:33 p.m. So in news with me, my car is back. I'm super happy about that. It's almost worth not having it just to have that joy of getting it back. Not really, but I'm just glad to get it back, and I can get doing a lot of the things I need to get done. And there's lots of whale sightings going on, so things are ramping up here for whale tours and things. And I mentioned in my last live that there's two migrations of whales that come here to Uvita, and right now it's the southern humpback whales, and they're here like mid-July into November. And there's another migration that happens. It's the northern hemisphere whales. They come December into March. And then in September 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, here in Uvita, there's the Festival of Whales and Dolphins. And there's a lot of whale watching activities and just festival activities and things like that. So it's a good time to visit. So I've also been working really hard on my website, CostaRicaMove.com, for people that are moving here or people that are coming on vacation. And it's a fun website to go through. I was impressed with myself. I was really happy with the way things came out. So check that out. And as always, there's links to all this stuff in the description. Also, this week I did a video about the butterfly garden in Uvita. And right now, it doesn't have butterflies in it, but in 2021 it did. There's a little dispute going on right now because like a legal dispute of some sort. So there's no butterflies. But hopefully in 2024 there will be butterflies. And if you go to CostaRicaMove.com, I've got a special for people that want to do a little day adventure here in Uvita. So that's linked below in the description, as are many, many things, as we say. So let me get back to the comments. I'm bummed out that I couldn't get this mic working. I'll try it again, but I'm a little bit afraid I'll lose the mic on the laptop. Yeah, the good thing is now I don't have to turn the laptop around when I to see the whale tail, because it's pointed right at the whale tail. I've got a separate camera. Yes, got the car back. I'm behind on the comments. I was doing my little banner things here, and let me see. Go back to my banners. I've got this software that I'm learning. It's pretty basic stuff, but it's differente. Poco differente. I'm going in and out. Yeah, I got the car back, and the car ended up being a little bit more just for parts, but that's just the nature of things around here. Hola, my voice. Oh, thanks. You checked out the website. Good. I'm gonna give this one more attempt to get my audio. Because it worked perfectly before, because I've got it hooked up to my wireless mic. Audio. No, it doesn't want to acknowledge it this time for some reason. Buenos dias, Kim. Oh, I got so many comments here. It's hard to. Olga. Buenos dias, Olga. Yes, I'm in a software I'm not real familiar with, so it's yeah. Michael was he's threatened mutiny if I didn't get back here to the whale tail. I needed his specs. So Doug's asking, did I get my car back? I go, yep, it is back. Oh, cool! I can highlight people's comments. I like that. That's funny. Jake saying the audio is good. Good morning, Olga. Kind of fun, actually. But me with technology, I always have fun. Buenos dias, Kim. Didn't get heavy hour yet. Yeah. Muchas gracias, amigo. Thanks for the clarification on the audio. Michael's just glad that I'm back at the whale tail at Don Roger, so he can get his fix of the Don Roger. Well, the Dufresnes, I love those guys. They're so cool, and they're just really smart from a business point of view, and I've learned a lot just from the way they do things. I mean, they, of course, they've got over 10,000 followers, so they've got a lot of clout because it's people want them to come and showcase their businesses. So they get asked to go to a lot of places, which would be cool. Well, that'd be cool. I've got a link to my website, my Costa Rica Move website, which is different than my Costa Rica Story website. But yeah, check that out and get a hold of me and make something happen. But as Doug was asking if I got my car back, I did get it back, and I'm really I'm getting things done now. I fell behind a little bit because there's things I needed my car for, but now. Then the good thing is my car's back and it's better than ever, because I always had that little problem with the shift. Now I don't have that anymore, so yeah, I can fearlessly go up the hills. September is a good time to be here. It's just so many things coming in together. It's a good time of year. Plus, it's a really good time for the whales. And this year, we really have not gotten very much rain at all. It's been, you can't say dry, but relatively less rainy. But we got a really good rain a couple of days ago. Really, really good rain. Really heavy rain. October's good too. Better chance of rain in October, of course, but it's a beautiful time of year. Everybody that comes on vacation likes it seems to me, I'm not an expert on this, but from my couple of years here, it's like mid-December through February. People like it because it tends to be a little bit on the dry side. It tends to be a lot on the dry side, but I prefer a little bit of rain. Like a day like today, I've said this many times, it's a little bit of cloudiness, and it really it makes for a more comfortable day because it's not so hot. So I've got so much more gear now when I come to do a live. It's a little bit embarrassing. I got all this stuff set out here. I got my camera and I got all my stuff scattered about. I'm gonna have to practice with that microphone again, just to see if I can get that to work. It was working perfectly before, but since the laptop is pointed towards me, I don't lose the audio like I did before when I pointed out towards the ocean. So in other news in Costa Rica, I don't know if you all heard about it. There was a guy up in Guanacaste that got killed by a crocodile. The New Mexipali, there was such a big deal. I can do this now. Okay. So the New Mexipali here in Uvita, there was such a big deal made about that before it came here, and everybody thought it was gonna make all the prices go down, and it was gonna be so great, and all this and all that. In Mexipali, I think they're owned by Walmart, and I kind of had expected them to have more stuff. Like, I mean, they've got groceries, but they like merchandise. I thought they'd have more merchandise, like just like hardware or like non-grocery type stuff like you might find at Walmart, but they don't have very much. I'm not super duper impressed with them. I'll tell you one thing that I don't like about it is the customer service when you're checking out isn't great, because what they really like to do, they want you to do the self-checkout. They want you to check yourself out. So they've got cashiers there, but a lot of times, most of the times, the cashiers are closed and they want you to go through the self-checkout, which is a kind of a pain. But and the thing too is the prices are cheaper for some things there, but Like for instance, sunscreen costs more at Mexipali than it does at BME. So like anything here, you have to go by individual item. Like you can't say, oh, you can't buy something cheap at Mexipali and say, oh, everything's cheap at Mexipali, because that's just not how it works, especially around here. But yeah, I prefer I prefer BM, but I go to both places. So the crocodile, that was in a river, and the guy, I think he jumped off a bridge. I don't know all the details of it. I I, I think I linked that in the description below, the story from Tico Times. Yeah, that seems to be the way it goes. Like you have certain stores, you go, they're your go-to place. Like Jay's saying, they have English muffins there. So okay, you need English muffins, you go there. If you need maybe you need band-aids, they don't have band-aids there, and you have to go to another place. And a lot of times you have to go to the pharmacy for some things. Another thing I noticed too is that like you get used to something being somewhere. Like there's these little exercise mats, and I bought a few for my standing desk. I was going to buy a few more. These things that link together, and this was at Walmart. And uh, when I went to get them, they didn't have them. They'd had them for a while, and then they didn't have them. I've got some in another place now, but if you see something and you really need to have it, you almost have to say, well, I guess I better buy this now because it might not be here in the future. So while I got my bicycle, or yeah, while I got my car back, my bicycle now needs to go into the shop. That thing is, the roads here are tough on vehicles, whether it's a car or a bicycle. But it seems like my bicycle's always got one issue of one kind or another. I almost wish I bought a more expensive bike, but this was not cheap itself, so I have to bring it to Elmer at the Casa di Ciclista. And it's good to have a good bike mechanic, and Elmer is like the best. He's the best. He takes you. He's done a couple times on my bike. He just takes everything apart, puts it back together. I made the mistake of riding my bike down on the beach, down at Playa Hermosa. It was a blast, kind of a challenge too. But it just all the salt is just not good for a vehicle of any kind. Oh, that's really easy. I guess that's my buddy Victor, and his information is down below in the description. But he has outings every Monday with the kayak club, but you can also book separately. Like if you just want your own excursion, I think it's cheaper with a kayak club, and it's kind of fun with a kayak club too, because you got all these people. I've met a lot of really interesting people through the kayak club. So yeah, when you come, we'll make sure to. I'll give Victor a heads up, and I'm thinking of doing a live with Victor next week from Los Laureles. That would be fun. Let me see. So Uvita Adventure Tours is the company that does the kayaks, and thanks for bringing that up because I meant to give my friend Victor a plug. He's a great guy to go out with on the ocean. When I first got here, and I was out paddleboarding. Oh, there's a toucan down in the tree down there. 2 toucans. I should have brought my telephoto lens. I could throw it on here. See how easily distracted I am. But yeah, let me put that back up there again. So the Uvita Adventure Tours, that's Victor's tour company, and I was afraid of the ocean a little bit. I don't like to say afraid, but I was leery of the ocean. But when you go out with a group of people and you go out with somebody that knows the dangers to watch out for, it's a little bit less intimidating. I'm distracted. There's 3 toucans down in the tree down there, 4 toucans. But I've only got a 14 to 30 millimeter lens on, so I can't really zoom in on them. This would be perfect. Why didn't I bring a telephoto lens? But they're down. Oh, what did I do? Hola, ¿cómo estás? Sí, sí, 4. Sí. Necesito más grande lente. Muy hermosa. Buenos días, Helen B. ¿Cómo estás? So you can kind of see the toucans. They're towards the middle of the screen. Muy hermosa. And so with the kayak club, sometimes we do the mangrove tours. Sometimes we go out in the ocean. And now we're trying to. I mean, we're hoping to encounter some whales, but that's it's a long shot because they're really not close to shore too much. But actually, we went out. I have a video to finish editing on that. But we went out here right at the whale tail. We paddled out on the outside of the whale tail. It was like last week, and that was a blast. It was kind of challenging because around the whale tail there gets to be these kind of weird swells and things that come over rocks, and rocks get exposed. You kind of have to do like a wide circle around the edge of the whale tail to get out there. And the thing with the kayak club is you got a group of people. We all have to kind of stay together, just because it's a safer thing to do. But it was fun. But the thing is, like a few days after that, they did spot whales like very, very close to that area. So if we were there at that time, we probably would have seen them at that time. But that's the thing with the ocean. You never know what you're going to see. I've seen turtles, and I saw a ray jumping before. And of course, we saw the dolphins that one time. We went from Playa Ballena to Playa Arco, which is pretty cool. There's been a lot of macaws around. The problem with the macaws is usually they're way up in the top of a tree, so your view is usually just a glimpse of the color up there. But there's right here, if you want to see toucans, this is a good place to come because there's at least cinco toucans out there. Yeah, I mean, it's the ocean, so there's always sharks. I don't ever see them. I try not to think about them. that's that's the good thing about it. If you're in a group, you're like, okay, I'm in a group here, and I've got like a 1 in 10 chance of the shark picking me. But no, I don't really worry about them. I used to worry about it, like subconsciously. It was like always on my mind. But they do diving, snorkeling and things, and they see all kinds of different sharks. I mean, there's different species. I couldn't tell you which species would be there. Yeah, I think that's the thing. The winter, I saw a funny thing. This guy said he had a way to predict if there was a shark, and he did all this weird stuff. Oh, Tostada Francesca, por favor, gracias. He did all this stuff, and then he put his foot in the ocean, and he goes, "If my foot comes out wet, it means there's shark." So yeah, I guess if there's the ocean, there's sharks. But we've got the added excitement that there could potentially be, a crocodile swimming by. And a couple of weeks ago, I spent some time with my ex-girlfriend and her daughter, and we were swimming. We were swimming in one of the lagoons down near Playa Ballena, and it just creeped me out a little bit because it just felt crocky. It was nice clear water and everything, but a place where you could imagine a crocodile could be. But so we didn't really stay there too long. But it was just so hard to resist that nice cool water. Because along the beaches and things, a lot of times there's little like lagoons and kind of part of the mangrove, but not really. Some of them are more, like clear water that are just more appetizing towards swimming. Yeah, thanks, Doug. I'm actually using my Nikon today. I got a whole different setup going on, and I had my wireless mics that I use set to go. Which last time I did a short live at Cafe Vivo, and the mics work there, but they're not working here for some reason. Not being recognized. So today I'm getting the Tostadas Francesca. That's really good here. So with this setup, I could theoretically put on a telephoto lens and we could be looking at the beautiful bird that you can't really see with this. It's a wide angle lens. It only it's like a 14 to 30 millimeter lens, which is a wide angle zoom. It's a really good sharp lens, but it I have a speck on there though. So I can throw the manual zoom on there. Manual focus. The Dufresnes. Wow, we got a celebrity guest here. We were talking about you. We were just talking about you guys. I was saying how I admired your business sense. And he's not a bad videographer for that matter either. Yeah, so I'm getting fancy here with the I'm using StreamYard to stream, and I've got my 35 millimeter camera on there, and I had my wireless mic, but my wireless mic was working last time I did this, but today I decided I didn't want to, so I've got to troubleshoot that a little bit. You've got a haircut. I got my little dog that doesn't like the mop. They're mopping, and the dog does not like mop. What do they have, like a walk of fame there with the different pool tiles? So we had some toucans here, but and I've just got my 14 to 30 lens on. So I'm ready if they come swooping in. That sounds like an interesting project. But you guys are always building something there. They have your the tiles, the what do you the cabanas, what do you I'm trying to think of what the name of it is. What's the name of? Okay. Oh, see, that's why you're the good businessman, making things fun too. Si casa. That was I was trying to think of si casa. Mi casa, si casa. Oh, was there a video with that? I'll have to check that out if there was a video. Kitty. No, no, kitty. I got a cat. Kitty's on a camera bag. Yeah, I'm using my Z6 for the stream. I definitely need to get up. I need to get out of town. I need to get my act together down here and get things going. The consulting, it's going good. It's going good. It's poco a poco, little by little, slowly building clients. So that's interesting. It's interesting. I've met a lot of interesting people in the process, so that's good. I know these things take time, but I really enjoy talking with people because it takes me back to the time when I was getting ready to move here. And if I didn't have somebody here like boots on the ground, I would have been totally lost, totally lost. So what I've tried to do, I've tried to, I guess, a lot of feedback from people, and I'm trying to figure out exactly what people want and giving them that. So I've got a lot of a la carte services, and I put together some packages, and I'm still open to people that have any suggestions. So if you go to CostaRicaMove.com, you can check things out, and you can also, I've made it easier to contact me. It's always been a little difficult because I've always tried to protect my email from spammers. So I haven't really thrown it out a lot in print, like on a website. But it's Hola at Costa Rica Story will get you to me, like email, and also from CostaRicaMove.com. I've got a really easy contact form on there. No, I haven't seen that. I used to hear there used to be a white plane that would fly over. It would like fly over like in low gear. It would just be like this. It would always be at high tide at the whale tail. But I haven't seen the red plane. But I don't get to the beach as much as I should. I spend too much time working on the computer. Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean that's so great to be able to help people. And if somebody's followed you, like you've had your channel for a long, long time, so people know you. It's like when people meet you, I think they already know you because you're basically who you are on your channel is who you are in person. So that's I've noticed in it, and that's not true with everybody, but with you guys, I know that you're the same people in person that you are on your channel. Yeah, the thing is, I've got an email address that I used to have a contact form with WordPress, and that email I used for a lot of important things, so I can't just discard it. But I get so much spam with that I like maybe once a month try to I try to check it to see if there's anything important, and I try to change. I've got a lot of different email addresses I use for different things because of the spam. Yeah, thanks. I I struggle to find a URL that would be um, easy to remember and type in because I've got CostaRicaStory.com, which I use. That's my WordPress site, which mainly is for just to display my videos, and I wanted to separate that with my relocation and consultation service. So that's why I started CostaRicaMove.com, and I built a website, and I really like the software that I'm using. I built it with Wix, and I'm interested to get any feedback if anybody wants to check it out. Oh, gracias. My meal is here, but yeah, check it out and let me know how things are loading and what you think if there's any improvements you could make. Also, I'm really interested in any kind of feedback Yeah, I wish I had that. I mean, if I had the time, I would be at the beach every day probably. But lately, I've just been I've been kind of tied up with all this things I'm doing. I spend so much time inside working on the computer, and I'm trying to remedy that. But there's just certain things I need to get done, and once I get those taken care of, I will spend more time outside doing things. The red plane, huh? So Doug's in Jersey, but your wife's from Costa Rica, right, Doug? Dominicalito, a very beautiful little beach. I saw I saw a woman at Playa Hermosa a couple weeks ago, and she must have had like a dozen dogs. I'm not sure if I brought this up before, but it was amazing. And I don't think they were her dogs. I think maybe she works for one of the rescue places or something. But these dogs all stayed together. It was amazing. I was overwhelmed with. I just thought they were all going to scatter like dust like dust in the wind, but they were all in like one unit together and running around, and they had a blast. But I also, on the other side of the coin, I talked about this before about let this truck go by, the Jake brakes. But I was riding my bike last week out towards in Bahia near one of the entrances, and this woman was walking three dogs, and she had no leashes on the dogs, and the dogs were just not paying attention to anything. And when I was riding by, I was afraid one of the dogs was going to be surprised or run out in front of me. And then I actually encountered them again, and there was a truck that had passed me, a work truck. And the truck wasn't going fast. It was, just normal speed, probably a little slow even. And he went past the woman and her dogs, and one of the dogs got hit. I'm not sure what the outcome was, but at the very least, it got a broken leg. So it's not safe to like. You really have to be careful with your dog. I'm not the dog warden or anything, but I think it's a good idea if your dogs are going to be around traffic is to if they're not dogs that can obey, make sure you have a leash on them. It's just crazy. Jersey, little Costa Rica. Yeah, and I can attest to that. I mean, I didn't even really, for some reason, like somebody said to me the other day that they just found my website because the algorithm never showed it to me. Like I never saw your guys' website until my mi amigo Senior Don showed me your videos. I was like, wow, how did I miss this? So if you're on my channel and you like my channel, you'll definitely like the Dufresnes. They're like me, but here a lot longer and with a lot more interesting stuff going on, and they actually have their life together. What I like about you guys is you're such a great team. I mean that you complement each other, and I know your kids even helps with some of the stuff. So that's great. So Doug's familiar with Tico culture, and he's always trying to help me with my pronunciations. I struggle with that. So yeah, I'm way behind on my I'm way behind on my messages, so I'm out of context. I'm out of thing. I'm gonna have to get through here. I'm not used to so much activity here. It must be the Dufresnes. They're bringing everybody here. They're following you. Oh, really? Cool. So I know, Doug, you've been following this channel for a long time. I mean, since I first started. I remember one of your first comments. I was having trouble with my selling my house, and the guy was he was lowballing me on the price and things. And your comment was like, don't take the contract." I remember that because in those days, nobody commented on anything. So when somebody commented, I was like, "Oh, wow, people are paying attention." Oh, well, that's not good. I'll have to look into that. Anybody else able to get to Costa Rica move? That's not a good thing. There's in Bahia, there's a couple of different places I'm thinking of. But I want to go. I want there's Aracari. I want to go get to Aracari. And that's a good thing to have. I'm going back to what I was talking about before about the Dufresnes being a team and how effective that is. So the form, are you talking about like the email form, like the contact form, and could take. So it could take CC straight from the site. You mean credit cards? Yeah, I've got the contact. I've got the contact form linked in a button. I don't know if that's. Yeah, I'm a little hesitant right now to have people, do any. I do have my PayPal stuff linked into that, but I'm a little reluctant to do that right now until I want people to be able to let me know what packages they want, and and then I can direct them, for payment and things. But no, this feedback is priceless. I really thank everybody for this. Clean the filters on the pool. It's a rough life, man. You gotta keep it clean. Yeah. Any advice on the technical side and things? There's a lot of things I can do with Wix that I've I'm holding off on just because I just don't want somebody to go and and buy something and then have it not work, and then I'll have to sort all that stuff. Okay, 2, not 4-2. You know what? I have a sister that's she's a newspaper person, and she always used to proofread my stuff for me. So yeah, I'm wrought with mistakes. So yeah, any kind of feedback about any typos or mistakes I've made is very, very appreciated. Yeah, I need a personal assistant. Yeah, I need a budget for a personal assistant. That it's working in some places, but the fact that it doesn't work for some people is it's not good. Yeah, November is a good time to be here. It's like the Costa Rica walk. Oh no, what do they call that? The Walk of Fame? Is that what it is? The Walk of Fame? Yeah, I'm all poco. I'm all about poco a poco, especially with a website. No, but yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Is that the one just north of town? It's good to have that support. Yeah, get back to work. You gotta make the dinero. Gotta get the dinero. Oh, cool. Yeah, all this. Yeah, this is going to help me immensely, immensely. It's when you're designing a website, you have to design it for your phone, your tablet, your laptop, everything. All these different things you have to consider. And I've got all I check it on my phone, I check it on my laptop, I check it on my desktop, and it's you have to design it so it works on everything. Then there's other factors. So if I've got even one person not able to access the site, that's a real bummer. Oh, are you talking about Tanya's place? Tanya, the woman, she's got a cool little dog. It's yeah, right before the football field. Yeah, Tanya's a friend of mine. Yeah, I want to do a live with her. There's a lot of she's one of my friends that I want to do like a personal kind of interview thing. Yeah, and that's a huge thing. It's like people don't realize money is so important here. Like, when you come here, you think, okay, well, I'll figure it out when I get here. So, and as I always say, when I start preaching, I'm always preaching to myself, and that's like one of the. I'm going to do a video on this, so I'll just the things that mistakes people make about coming to Costa Rica. And I'll just leave it at that because I'm I hope I end up being more of a role model than a cautionary tale, but it depends how I play my cards. We'll see how it goes here. So we had some beautiful toucans here. There's always a lot of variety of things here. Usually I just said we usually get vultures circling, and we hadn't seen them yet, but the vultures are grouping out to the left. Actually, there are times when I've seen whales here. I was uh, I was with my friend Don here, and we were just looking out over the ocean. We actually saw some whales out there. There's been a ton of scarlet macaws here too, but they're up in the trees, so there's no real way to get any great shots. But that what I've been told is yeah. Well, what I'm doing, I'm one of the things I'm doing, but that's a great idea as well. But I'm doing a series, and I've been bragging about it for a long time. I just need to get it implemented. I'm reading Jerry Seinfeld off. I'm doing Costa Ricans and getting coffee, and I've got a lot of bilingual friends here that I'm gonna like do a little series on that. I've got about 20 people lined up, so I just need to get on with it. Yeah, I know that, and you can hear them. You can see the flashing color up there. I think the only thing you just need to be up high. I think what I've been told is certain restaurants you can go to, and I don't know which restaurants, but they give you like an eye level of the macaws. Yeah, and for me, it's my friends here that I've met that have made it for me. All the interesting people I've made, all the friends that I've made, and all the interesting people I've met, and I just it's the kind of people that have a good sense of humor and we just have fun with. The kind of people like after you see them for you spend some time with them, you come home and your jaw's sore from smiling. I mean, that's the kind of people I like to hang around with. that Seren place it's one of my favorite places to ride through. It's got like this really tranquil vibe. I don't know what there is about it. That little path that goes through there. But it's a shame something happened. They had a little statue made of, of wood. It's like a sculpture made of wood that was woven together of two whales, and it was really beautiful. And I don't know if it was vandalized or a tree fell on it, but it's not. Now I think they're eventually going to get rid of it. It got damaged somehow. But no, yeah, that place has always been on my list to do a video. I think I wanted to do a video of all the different camping places in the area. But your video was great. I loved actually seeing what it was like there, because I've seen it on the outside, but actually never saw what was going on in there. Oh, lost the picture there for a second. It would be fun to put like a big telephoto on there just to see what you'd see out there. See the surf classes going on. Yeah, you know what the funny thing is, I learn more about my own neighborhood when I do one of those walking tours. I meet a lot of people that I wouldn't normally meet, and sometimes it can be a little bit awkward because they're like, what are you doing coming into my place with a camera? And after you explain it, they're happy about it, and they you gain a friend that way. So where are you guys walking through? You guys get around. The Dufresnes, you guys you guys get around. You're in Panama, been to Mexico, like all within the last few months. Uh, no teasers. See, no, that's a professional. He knows how to hook you. I have never been to Nicaragua. Is this your first time, or you've probably been there before, right? Yeah, that'll be interesting. Like we were talking about before, the only thing I know about Nicaragua, well, not the only thing, but the main thing I remember about Nicaragua is you can't bring a drone into the country because they're just so paranoid about it. Okay, yeah, you probably told me that when we were talking last time. I just don't retain things. So the vultures are starting to swing in a little bit here. A lot of people don't like vultures. I think vultures are like really cool. I got a speck on my sensor, I think. You know, that in Costa Rica, there's these little tiny ants that I'm always really paranoid about because they're the kind that can get into your electronics and cause a problem. So I'm always, anytime I see a little ant crawling on electronics, I'm swiping at them. Yeah, that I mean that pizza was a distraction, and it is good pizza. It's great pizza. So today I'm having tostada francesca and fruit because you have a little fruit with that. It makes it a healthy meal, right? I actually I actually ate some broccoli. I bought some broccoli and ate that yesterday. I'm trying to get away from so much, the junk that I eat, like a lot of the bread and like cookies and just the horrible way that I eat. I, I I fell back into that little comfort zone because when I first came to Costa Rica, I was eating a little bit better than I am now. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. The chifri, the chifri, the chifrijo, chifrijo. I have, it sounds good. Chifrijo, chifrijo. Sí, muy bueno. So this is new software, and I'm going to try to promote my Costa Rica Move website with my little ticker that goes on the bottom. How's that? How's that for obnoxious? Got a cool little gecko on a glass here. I wish I had the macro lens on. Before I wish I had the telephoto lens on. I wish I had the macro. Okay, and I lost my mouse. Where's my mouse? I know my mouse is in here somewhere. Okay, there. Breaking news. This just in. The whales are back in Costa Rica. I'll go through that. I'm going to go through that one more time just in case somebody's tuning in late. Um, what's- that's when the low tide is today. Okay, we got that down. But so there's lots of whale sightings here in Costa Rica. Lots of whale sightings here in Uvita, especially. So come down, and there's a lot of whale outfits here that can hook you up to take you out on a tour. Because right now, it's the Southern Hemisphere migration of the humpback whales, which runs from July into November. And we're kind of lucky here in Costa Rica because we get two migrations. We get the southern, and then we also get the northern hemisphere whales December to March. And coming September 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in Uvita, you've got the Festival of the Whales and the Dolphins. And that features a lot of just general festival activities, but a lot of whale watching activities and whale education activities. It's an interesting time to be in town. And if you're in Uvita and you want to go kayaking, Uvita Adventure Tours with my friend Victor. We have the Uvita Kayak Club on Mondays, which is a lot of fun. And there's links to this down in the description. And of course, Cafe Don Emilio, the official coffee of Costa Rica Story. I like to plug my amigo Danier because he does coffee tours up there too. And he's agreed to give me a little kickback every time somebody comes there and mentions that they found his coffee plantation through a Costa Rica Story. And I've been recommending him all along just because he's got such a great tour and he's such a great guy. And if you're coming to Costa Rica and you want to talk to a real Costa Rican, you want to kind of take your first step into assimilating into Costa Rica, I'd recommend going to El Mercado Bahia Ballena on Wednesdays and Saturdays because Danier's there selling his coffee with Cafe Don Emilio. And he's so much fun to talk to, and everybody that meets him loves him. So if you want to meet a real Costa Rican, he's the man, and he's great. He's kind of like my Obi-Wan Kenobi about Costa Rica. He's helped me out a lot. Yeah, I really like to shine a light on a lot of the small businesses here because when you're in a small business, you're struggling. I've been there. I'm there right now struggling. But when you're in you have a small business, you really need all the promotion you can get. And I'm fortunate enough to be in a position where I have access to a lot of people from all over the world that I can show some of the things here that are going on in Uvita. And encourage you to come down and see some of the awesome things here in Uvita because there's things here that are just unique to this place. That's why so many people love it. So yeah, you'll always see me plugging my friends here. Now this live has gone quick, really quick. Oh yeah. Oh, of course. Well, I consider myself a friend too, so it's all relative. I'm promoting everybody at the same time. Let me throw that up there one more time. I'm having a hard time navigating these banners, trying to move up to the top. Okay. Yeah. Well, I definitely need to promote myself more. People tend to be afraid to promote yourself, but if anybody watching you like this channel and you like the videos and things, I've got a link about ways you can help out. Anything from watching the videos to sharing the videos, and also using my services or recommending my services to people and just sharing helps out a lot because I'm not a rich gringo. I'm not in that category. I'm not. I don't have a pension coming in helping me out. I'm not retired by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm surviving by the work I'm doing with this YouTube channel and any other work I can get here. So as always, make sure to check out the description down below, because I put a lot of links and things down there. It's kind of like showing my work. You know, you turn in a paper in school, and they want to see your work. So I think I might have a link to the crocodile attack story in there too. That was up in Costa, at a river up there. I got to turn off. I got to turn off that obnoxious banner before I sign off here. It's kind of funny, but okay, back here. And all right, this was a fun broadcast. And let me go back to my banner so I can do this. You too, Kim. Have a great day, everybody, and say thanks for joining me on Costa Rica Story Live today. And it's been a little bit of an experiment here. The camera was working, but my new audio wasn't working. But my old audio is better than it was, because I don't have to point away from me to talk. So that's good. All right. So that's all I've got for this edition of Costa Rica Story Live. Like if you liked it, share this channel with anybody you can, and hasta luego. Oh, wait, I'm not. Yeah. Okay. I prematurely left, but I'm back to hasta luego. I would be better as a producer than actually the person that has to be in front of the camera. But hasta luego, everybody.